Well, hello YouTube, this is Tycooner Steve coming back for another episode of our Challenge Mode Zoo. You may remember last time we put in a delightful display for our moose. And let's go ahead and real quick, since this is Challenge Mode, check the financials. The most exciting part of any zoo. So we can see I put in 3 donation boxes. The one next to the moose, because I really haven't let a lot of time run, it's only taken in 1 donation right now. The ones on the north side of our spoonbills, still our leading one. Let's go ahead and check. We have made, specifically for the moose, we've made exactly $100. So we haven't quite paid off our moose exhibit yet, but I do think that will happen probably pretty quickly. Let's also check how our buildings are doing. You can see that our snack stand, dessert stand, and drink stand are all turning a profit now. In fact, the only thing that's not turning a profit, just listed as 1, so I need to change the name, but that's our Coke machine over here. So let's take a, real quick, Coke machine. Close enough. Alright, so you can see it actually did take in $72 in the first month, but it hasn't taken in any money this month. So rearranging the snack area, so the drink stands up here, may be taking people away from using that Coke machine. That's something we need to keep our eyes on, need to monitor as we go on. But that's not our project for today. For today, our project is to kind of fill in this little area. Remember, we hit the animal roulette last time, and one of the animals that popped up was an Australian green tree frog. And I got a request by one of my viewers to make a frog exhibit, so I'm going to start with that. And I actually might hit the roulette a few more times here to see if I can get a couple of different frog species. And I also may have to end up tweaking our spoonbill exhibit, but I'm not sure yet. So let's get to that. Oh, I don't think we have any goals right now, do we? No goals or challenges, so definitely gonna keep an eye out for that. Hopefully we'll get a good one here that we can really use. So let's get to building. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with the frogs, so I am going to maybe have to do a little experimenting here. I'm not sure. Okay, couple small displays, and hopefully we can find enough frogs in the roulette to fill this out. So something like 1, 2. Just trying to have a think here for a second. If I extend it out that way, and I want there to be 2. So 1, 2, something like that. 1, 2, 3, like that. Here, let me make 1 actual case for the frogs, and then build like 2 other cases around it. I think is the best way to do it. That's what I'm gonna do. So let me grab some glass here. Not there. And go back here to this nice dark wood. I'm thinking, since these are smaller displays, it's going to be a shorter episode, so I don't think I'm going to be switching to like fast mode and playing music over the build this time. Although if it goes a little longer, I might switch to that. So I haven't quite figured that out yet. Yeah, we're going to have to just accept that we're tweaking the spoonbill display. Is that going to be sufficient? It's only 2. Yeah, I'm going to have to 1, 2. Okay. So we are going to have to tweak our spoonbills here. Otherwise, we're not going to have enough room to do what I want to do. And now the real trick, finding that fence again for the spoonbills. It was so much easier when I had no fences available. Oh, I think it's right there. Yay, found it. Awesome. Okay. So what I think we're going to do is move this in once and out two. So it's going to switch from a square to a rectangle. Or maybe just make it out one. Yeah, okay. We'll cheat it this way a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's what we're going to do. No. Things we don't want, don't need. Move the people from outside the new fence. Whoops, didn't want that one to go. Do 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 do. Okay. Yeah, I hope I don't seem annoyed doing this, because like I said, this is actually something I really enjoy about playing in campaign. Playing in challenge mode is that you have to do little things like these over and over to kind of tweak and perfect your zoo, which is something I tend to ignore when I'm not playing in the constraints of challenge mode. But just lay that down like so. And a little thing of shrimp. A little thing of water. Oh, I wonder if I can get a tree in now. Yep. I remember way back in the first episode I didn't even have a tree available for us. Ah, got some now. I know it's not contained. I fixed it. I fixed it. Okay. All that so we can now fit our frogs in. I think. Okay. Do. 3 hides. And 3 hides. Like that. So just a nice little frog house. It's going to be having hopefully 3 species. I hope we can find 3 species on our roulette at our current star level. If not, we might have to leave part of it open for a while, which is okay. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Yeah, let's go with this darker wood. I think it looks better. Okay. And let's go ahead and grab you real quick. And switch you from the spoonbills. You're going to be our frog wooden box donation. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. And now let's take a look at our actual first froggy here, the Australian green tree frog. Okay. And so let's get started by painting this in. They're a tropical rainforest species. Get that in. And because these are frogs, we are going to have to put in some deep water for them. Why deep water? Well, their tadpoles are going to have enough room to swim around in. So that is something we need to think about here. Nope, not that. Smaller, please. Okay. Okay, yeah. And what do the froggies eat? They eat bugs. I don't think I'm going to need to put in multiple bugs. And I think they can drink from the pond, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. Ooh, they do like misty springs, though. I would like to put the misty springs in. Might have to do a little tweaking here. Oh, let me pick up the bugs. It's because there's water there. Smaller pond. And put the misty spring in there. I think that's going to work wonderful. Wonderful. And let's go ahead and build up some planty plants for them. Ooh, good. Too high. Just right. Didn't even have to 3 bears that one. Beautiful. I don't suppose any of these plants are native to Australia. Nope. So I'll just choose this one because I like how it looks. Oh, you know what we can do to make this look much better? I think we have them available already. Is the terrarium backgrounds. I'm pretty sure we already, yep, you can see they're all here. Sweet. There we go. And I'm not going to put them on the sides of this one. Uh-oh. It's sinking into the pond a little bit. It's going to have to be a very small pond. We might have to end up making a separate little tadpole pond that we can raise our tadpoles in. Not anything the guests can necessarily see. But just an idea for us, we could do that if we need to. Oop, didn't want to do that. Okay, fine. We'll use the smaller pond. Maybe spread it out this way. There we go. Okay. And I'm not going to put these terrarium panels on the sides. Specifically because if you put them on the sides, here, let me show you, it kind of blocks off the view a little bit. And I think it's going to work just fine with them. Well, here, maybe what I can do is... See, I said that, now I'm thinking maybe I want to do like a 3-1. Just have them like that. Nope, nope, I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. Because I'm going to need doors for our zookeepers to get in. Because I do eventually want to put zookeepers in our zoo. Crazy talk, I know. Yeah, okay. So, probably not enough foliage here. So, we're going to go a little more open. Let's grab some of our random plants. See what we can't put down to make these things look awesome. Short, high, and normal. I'm not a big fan of that. Not a big fan. What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? Da, 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 da. Alright, well, let's try putting the actual animals in and see how that goes. And I think what I'm going to do here is, once I put the animals in, I'm going to go ahead and put a little cut in the video, just so I can let the time run for a little bit, and we can make sure that our Australian green tree frogs are happy, and that our guests enjoy looking at our Australian green tree frogs. And so, let me run that a little experiment, and I will let you know how it turns out, and hopefully we'll be able to just hit the roulette wheel, and it'll come up with another perfectly good frog species for us to play with. I'm sure that will happen right away, and I won't have to hit it a million times. But I'll see you in a moment. Good news, everybody! It looks like that our Australian green tree frogs are perfectly happy. More importantly, though, our guests seem perfectly happy with the Australian green tree frog display. And we've got a new game challenge you can see right here. The Animal Hygiene Association, otherwise known as the AHA, has selected my zoo for a test program promoting cleaner zoos and zoo animals. So if my zoo can go for 30 days without any of my animals reaching a pressing or critical hygiene need, the AHA will reward me a cash grant of $2,800, which is a pretty sweet deal, and it's a really good challenge to have in a smaller zoo because it's pretty easy for you to take care of all your animals. Now, to ensure this completion as best we can, I'm going to hire our very first zookeeper. And I'm not going to specifically assign her to anything yet. Now I'm just going to have her run around to wherever it's happy. And we also need to begin hitting the animal roulette so we can see if we can find some other froggies that want to join us in our new little froggy house today. And I'm sure there's going to be one right... Oh, there is one right there, isn't there? Of a rose frog. Huh. I don't think I've ever used that one before. Well, okay, that's the one we'll use, and put him in our next display here. Probably put him... Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Put him on the left side here. Let's see what we can do with him as soon as he fills in. Oh, oh. Frog donation. You saw it. I saw it. Boom. $5.15 already back from the frogs. Very profitable. And that's one of the nice things about putting in a bunch of little displays like this in a small area. It really encourages people to donate. Another thing you can do to get people to donate the way you want them to is displays that have multiple species in them. They tend to give much higher donations too. But right now, we're just going to focus on putting in a little display for our Veros frog. Like I said, I've never used this one. So what's your deal? Oh, he's cheap. I like that. Critically endangered. Well, we've got to save him. It's another Australian frog, but it's actually Boreal. Interesting. It's kind of a mountain froggy. Hello, froggy. Okay. So, let's get happening. The video's starting to go long, so I am going to start and do Veros Frog do his display in the fast animation. So I'll see you in a bit. Enjoy the music. Okay, folks, welcome back. Sorry, I might have been a little bit of a strange cut here, but I just learned some things about our froggy friends. First of all, the Vivro frogs that we were going to put in, they require a lot more space than our exhibit could handle, so I'm just going to leave that open right now. Or I should say, I'm just going to leave that empty right now with that exhibit closed. And I also found out that putting those terrarium backgrounds in actually cut off the tiles for our frogs to use. So it was actually making our Australian green tree frogs sick. So I had to get rid of them for now. We're going to focus on just like making the area look a little bit nicer by filling it up with plants and everything. But I'm not going to give up entirely on putting in multiple frog species because I do have this exhibit to the left. And after playing the creature roulette just a couple of 100 times, I discovered we do have another frog available, the red-eyed tree frog. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in instead. And we're just going to leave this third part of our exhibit open until we have something that makes it much nicer. Oh, our Australian green tree frog one is now pregnant. Speaking of pregnancies, we've got a little bit of a boom going on. Whoops, let me enter that trash can while I'm there. A little bit of a boost going on. You'll notice we got a bunch of little teeny tiny rosette spoonbills. Hello, Mr. Little Spoonbill. A lot of eggs just hatched while I was doing the construction there, so we're going to let them go ahead and develop into maturity and then probably release them into the wild in order to increase our zoo's fame and just stick with the original 4 that we had and start making breeding decisions on the second set. But anyway, we need to... Moose 2 is unable. I'll have to take a look at the mooses real quick. Anyway, I'm going to go back into fast editing mode in order to get this video cut down to the right size and red-eyed tree frogs all happy. And then I'm going to probably go through and just finish putting up the actual building part for our guest. Alright, so here we go. See you in a second. everything seems to be working much better. You can see that we've already recouped quite a bit of money on our frogs. In fact, I'm thinking this is going to be a wonderful display with us because it looks like we are seriously going to make some cash off them. And because there are a couple small displays, like the amount of space we're taking up compared to the amount of casts they're generating, fantastic. So very happy with that. Let's go ahead and take a walk through the exhibit, and I can explain some of the changes I made, some of the things I was thinking as I went through there. And so you can kind of know what's going on. First of all, like I said, unfortunately, putting in those terrarium backgrounds, they look fantastic, but they actually eat up area. So if I was going to do it start over, I would make these things 3 deep and still put the terrarium backgrounds in. But I just elected to use the green fence background as kind of a halfway measure, since I didn't want to tear down everything. We can see that our froggies are having a little privacy issue. Hopefully the increased grass and plants will help that, like sometimes it does. If not, then as we increase star level in Fame, we're going to have to check back and see if we get any type of shelters that work well with these frogs. And let's go ahead also and take a look at our red-eyed tree frogs, which I actually think are a cooler frog. I can't see any now. They must be towards the back. But they were hopping around here earlier. Oh, there comes one. Hello. Hello, red-eyed tree frog. You're so pretty. So, very cool. Yeah, now you can see that he's glowing green as shelter because he just hid behind the plants. So that's a bonus to putting plants in your display here, is that animals can actually use that for privacy needs. So just pro tip, if you don't have a shelter available and the animals are having privacy issues, put in some plants. Of course, we unfortunately have still an open exhibit for where we were planning on putting the Vavro frogs, but they just don't fit. They get way too cramped, and I'm not going to do like a whole bunch of extra rebuilding and retooling just for them. I also put in a little shelter over here, and then just dug a big deep pit. This is going to be our tadpole box, so when our frog eggs hatch, we can just put the tadpoles in here real quick, and once they go into maturity, we put them in the appropriate frog display, or alternatively, if there's no appropriate frog display because there's way too many frogs at that time, we'll just release them to the wild, which will also increase our fame. So that's a great idea. And that's pretty much... Oops! I didn't put the tags around there, so it looks like there's a big open gap. Let's go ahead and fix that real quick. I was about to say thank you so much for joining me today, but I made a boo-boo. Not that I make boo-boos, of course. I never make mistakes, as we established in the last series, but this is just to demonstrate to you what you should not forget to do, because obviously that's what I was doing the whole time. Let's put in a little light. I haven't put in any like skylights in the roof yet. I may do that as we go on, just to pretty it up. I might just put like lights in front of the frog display. But for now, I'm just going to kind of satisfy myself with it by making that glass. So Australian Green Tree Frog 3 needs... Oh, see, what happened is our tadpole just hatched. So we'll go ahead and grab Australian Green Tadpole 3. And we'll just plop you in our tadpole pool. Too shallow. Alright, well, I'm going to put you down. I'm going to pause for a second, is actually what I'm going to do. Dig, dig, dig. Flatten. Get it as deep as we can. Grab Australian Green Tree Frog 3 again. And there we go. Throw you in our tadpole. Food. What kind of food does our tadpoles need? They're going to need... Oops. A little plankton buoy. Can I get a plankton buoy down there? Okay, I'll have to work on this, but I'll do that. I'll do that off camera because this episode's starting to go longer than I expected it to. Thank you so much for joining me today for our frogs. Let's check the animal roulette and see what we'll have available for us next time. So, for next episode, you get to choose between the American alligator, dromedary camel, frill-necked lizard, dwarf cassowary, Muscovy duck, the red deer, greater flamingos, some type of, looks like some type of fowl I can't load. That's a wild burro, a false garl, Jackson's chameleon, bush antler deer, and that's it. So with all those animals, please tell me which one you'd like to see next time, and we will go ahead and set that up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do hope you enjoyed this video, despite the fact that I kind of had to restart and do a little switch there. But thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon.